Like AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Uncle Ice been warned me. Don't bet the Knicks on Sundays, afternoons, 12 o'clock games, 1 o'clock games. Do not bet on it. Fabe, I'm telling you. Can't bet on them Knicks. Bum-ass Knicks on this Sunday afternoon, 118, 105 loss to the Celtics. Straight ass whooping. 20 points for Josh Hart, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, almost another triple-double. 24 and 18 for Cat. We'll get to that in a second with his injury. Hopefully he's all right. 22, 4 assists for Jalen Brunson. He had 4 turnovers. That's been uncharacteristic of him all season. 14 for Mikal Bridges, 7 in crunch time. You ain't low, brother. And excuse me, not crunch time, in garbage time. You ain't low. They were stat padding for you at the end of that game. Fucking bum. 24 for Jaylen Brown. 25 for Jason Tatum. He almost had a triple-double. 25, 10, and 9. 15 and 7 for Porzingis. 19, 9, and 7 for Derrick White. Another almost triple-double. 14 for Jrue Holiday, who was holding Cat down in the first half. Crazy. All 5 starters in double figures. There is a rumor that one of them will be traded before the summertime or during the summer because there's new ownership coming in. We need to hope that trade happens sooner than that. Because this was a full-fledged ass-whooping all ball.
Kendrick Perkins said something at halftime. Big shout out Kendrick Perkins, man, because he brings stats and, he just keeps it real. Brunson and Cat at their position are on the bottom 5 of defense. Flea always preaches this. Fabian does too. I'm going to say it again. At their position, Brunson and Cat is at the bottom 5 of their position. Now, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, but I think that means they're awful. I think that means you're the worst defenders at their position. I think that's what that means. I'm just being honest with you. I really don't know what that means. The bottom of listen, man. I like things simple and plain. I don't know. But I think that means at their position, they are horrific. Flea, you've been preaching this for a long time. Defensively, we are horrible. We get picked on night in and night out. I'm not going to 100% blame Tibbs. That'll come later on. But we can't stop a slow leak. Today was just proof that we are not good enough, and we never was good enough. Whether we kept Randall and DiVincenzo, whether we had Barrett or Quickly, it doesn't matter. We never were good enough, and we never were going to be good enough. This goes back to the Patrick Ewing days. This goes back to the Carmelo Anthony days. My existence as a Knicks fan, I can't go far back as King and Clyde and those guys because I'm only 47. So my existence as a Knicks fan, we only had 2 superstars. That's Patrick Ewing and that's Carmelo Anthony. The team we built around Patrick Ewing was never good enough to make it. But us being Knicks fans, the grind, the grit, never giving up, always fighting. Twice we've been to the finals. But if you think about that team constructed around Patrick Ewing, our starting 2 guard was John Starks. That's who we had to go up against, Michael Jordan. With Carmelo Anthony. We had an old J Kidd, an old Wallace, Jeremy Lin, Raymond Felton. This is the team they constructed around Carmelo Anthony. I understand Sprewell, Allen Houston. We can go on and on and on, but we have to start being honest. We never was good enough. Now we fast forward today, and I can't love for my brothers to break this down. In today's NBA, you're not going to win with a whole bunch of good players. You need great players. Some teams have guys on the bench that's better than our guys in the starting lineup. I'm going to say it here. Y'all going to disagree with me, but I don't care at this point. DeAndre Hunt is better than Bridges and OG at this point. And he's coming off the bench for Cleveland. He's playing better basketball than Bridges and OG, and he's coming off the bench for Cleveland. We have 3rd and 4th tier guys. I'm going to just say this. You have Curry. You have LeBron. You have Luka. You have Joker. You have Embiid. You have Giannis. You have KD, you have Booker, you have Kyrie, you have Tatum, Brown, Kate Cunningham, Ben Carroll, Wemby, SGA. You have Dane. Name who is Brunson and Cat better than out of all them guys? We are trying to win. Yeah, listen. Yeah, listen. Y'all can have y'all moment. I'm going there. We have to start being honest. We have two guys that, yeah, offensively they can change the game, but defensively they are horrific. When you mix that pot of gumbo with a bad coach, that is a recipe for disaster. Now, can we blame Tom Thibodeau because him being a defensive-minded head coach, he doesn't have the guys that can play defense? So I don't know who to blame, but at this point, nobody is playing up to their potential, or nobody is playing for what they got paid for. OG got paid the max. He's not playing like he's a max player. Bridges, we gave up 5 first-rounders. He's not playing like that. Brunson and Cat started out MVP candidate type play. Horrific at this point. We get embarrassed by great teams, and the good teams we struggle against. I don't care how y'all feel about Dame defensively. Is he better offensively?
Is he?
Listen, y'all can argue with that. I'm not going through all that. My point is this. If y'all don't see the irony and the sarcasm, that's on you. My point is this. You are not winning in today's game without that great player. Without that tier 1, tier 2 player. We don't have it. Are they tier 1, tier 2 guys in spots? Sometimes, yes. But on a consistent basis, no. Right now, is Bridges a starting shooting guard on a good team? If we name OKC, Cleveland, Boston, whose spot he taking at the 2? This is what we are left with. And this has been going on for the Knicks organization since the Patrick Ewing days. We do not put enough around our guys. And then to match that, we put a bad coach. Flea, I'm gonna leave you with this. Me and Fabian had a laugh the other day. We missed you too, my brother. Big shout out Papa Flea in the building. Love always. I know it was great to hang with him.
Yeah.
But Flea, we had a laugh, right? And we said Tom Thibodeau was known as a great defensive mind, right? But when has it been put to the test? Him in Boston. Him and Doc Rivers fleeced everybody because Doc is still getting jaws because of that one championship. But let's talk about Tom Thibodeau. You had over there Tony Allen, Kendrick Perkins, Ray Allen, who's very underrated as a defender at that time, Rondo, Kevin Garnett. Are you telling me Tom Thibodeau had to coach those guys defensively? Or those guys got up enough to do what they had to do? Right? Stay there. Tom Thibodeau skips the line, as Fabian said, never became an assistant. He just jumped into head coaching. You get Jimmy Butler and you get Derrick Rose in their prime. You've been to 1 conference finals. Now you get the Minnesota. You get Wiggins, Cat, and Butler. Once again, Butler in their prime does jack shit. You get a Knicks team. A good team. Does jack shit. And let's not talk about all these teams. Your defense is horrific. Now, in Chicago, you had Dang. You had Butler. You have the tall guy that he was a defensive player of the year candidate. I mean, Noah. I think he won it. Said Noah. Joakim Noah.
Oh, Noah, Dang.
Right, I said Dang. So my point is this. Tibbs was never a good coach. I know we're going to talk about this a lot more, but I just feel this recipe is a recipe for failure. The Knicks organization, from the top all the way to the bottom, from coaching to the coaching staffs to the players, we never had enough. We always get B-level guys and C-level guys. We always get guys that's past their prime. We always overpay for everything. And today just showed that the good teams toy around with us. Boston seen a comeback and said, okay, enough is enough. Derek White takes over. Like, Peyton Pritchard is better than our whole bench, and he's my height. We have a problem and we have to start being honest as basketball fans. I'm taking my Knicks cap off, and as a basketball fan, you are not going to win championships or compete and make great playoff runs, deep playoff runs with B level and third tier guys. I can name 20 guys better than Cat and Brunson if we're talking healthy. I didn't even start talking about Kawhi and Ja and Zion. We just have to start being honest. I love my guys, but they are not enough. And this goes back to the Patrick Ewing and the Carmelo Anthony days. And I'm leaving it at this, Flea. My existence as a Knicks guy, we've had two superstars our whole time. Patrick Ewing and Carmelo. OKC done had 4 or 5. Let's not talk about how many superstars Boston and the Lakers had. Cleveland even ran through 2 with LeBron and now Donovan Mitchell. My point is, if we don't come along with the times and go get the guy and overpay for the guy and overpay for a great head coach, we will be stuck in the mud for another 50 years. Enough is enough. We are not good enough. We never was good enough. My brother Flea been saying it. He always say, what the hell do y'all expect? Flea, you are 100% correct. And excuse the appearance, but I ain't sleep in 2 days. I ain't get off the couch in 2 days since the Cleveland lost by 40. And if y'all think I'm lying, look at the collar on the neck of the shirt.
It's nasty. It's droopy. It looks like a strip of bacon. It's wild.
Do you see my face?
I do.
This is the pain of a Knicks fan. These two over here, I don't know how they can smile.
Yo,
I don't know how they are calm. Hold on, the floor about to be yours. The chat, I'm snitching. I'm telling. These two, I don't know who they are. I don't know if they're real Knicks fans. I don't know how they can smile. I don't know how they can still have a clean haircut. Flea look like right from here he's going to brunch. The glasses is phenomenal. Fabian look like he just got lined up right before the live. I don't know how these guys can be cool like that. Teeth white, everything just immaculate.
Chapman and Kirby is waiting on me, y'all. Listen, Sunday, Chapman and Kirby, Houston. You got to can't leave Houston on Sunday.
Look. Y'all see this while I'm over here. Breath stink, hair out of control.
We have some real issues. I thought we was going to take a little pride after getting smoked by 40 on national TV and was going to get an opportunity on national TV again to really redeem ourselves and play with some pride and play Boston tough. You know, we not that yet. I've been telling y'all, we not that yet. We not ready yet. We are a literal tier under the Cavs in Boston. We're not on the same tier. We're not on the same level. We're not on the same level defensively. We're not on the same level offensively. We are a team that is still in the works of trying to figure out what type of team we are. Fabian talks about it all the time about when the trade was made. What did we expect, right? I was talking to my guy, and we was talking about the identity of the New York Knicks. And to be honest, if we are a team that plays through Brunson and Cat, those two are our best players, then damn it, what type of identity are we really going to have? You know what I'm saying? Really think about the identity we're going to have with those two guys. Understandable. 2 all-star level players. We have a very, very respectable record. So we are taking care of everything else we're supposed to take care of in terms of the competition in the league. But the guys that we're going to see, the people that we're going to have to supersede to play on a championship level, we can't play with them. We don't play with them. We look scared. We look nervous. We look soft. We don't play with any kind of urgency. We don't play with any kind of resistance. No fight. No nothing. It doesn't look like basketball out there. It looks like a lot of guys is just figuring out that it looks like they played for the first time together every time they play against some high-level competition. It does not look like we're connected at all. It does not look like we're interested in playing basketball. I told y'all in the chat, Cat, sit down. Go the fuck home if you don't want to play, bro. Go home. That third quarter was excellent. If you could play like that the entire game, then we're having a completely different kind of conversation. But they didn't. They can't do it. They can't do it. I don't know what the fix is. I understand that we could get on get on the train of getting rid of Tom Thibodeau. And to be honest with y'all, man, I was always resistant about that. But yes, we could definitely have a real conversation about that at this point. But I told y'all, at some point, we got to start holding players accountable on the basketball court. We cannot, show love and praise our 2 all-star level players, our 2 Wingstop players. We can't praise them in the midst of winning great games, winning 9 in a row, winning 8 in a row, praising them. And then when we run into some level of adversity, we blame Tibbs. It's all on Tibbs. Yes, does he have to be a better coach? 100%. Does his rotations have to be better? Does he have to be inspiring and motivating these guys? 100%. Does his approach have to be better? 1,000%. I agree 100%. But at the end of the fucking day, the guys that's on the floor, y'all know I'm a former player. Any former players in the comments can attest. Anybody that played at any decent level, y'all have played. Y'all are competitive guys in itself. So fuck playing at a high level. Just being a competitor. You got to have some type of accountability when you out there. Fuck the coach. He's in a fucking suit. He don't got the kicks on. He's not laced up going getting to it. You got to get to it. And them niggas is not getting to it. They play with a sense that there's a level of nervousness when they out there. I don't like it. The last 2 games looked like we were JV, they were varsity. Flat out. That's the way it looked. And we have great players. I don't care what anybody says. Jalen Brunson is a great player. Karl Anthony Towns is a great player. They're great players, man. I don't care. Like, we cannot look at them as great players when we're playing A-level basketball against the other cream of the crop in the NBA. But when we play against OKC, when we play against the Cavs, when we play against Boston, we look like a completely different team. That's on the players. I don't give a fuck about it being on Tom Thibodeau. Yes, we can critique him to the cows come home. But these dudes got to play at the level that they play all the time. What's gotten us almost 40 wins, close to 50 wins? We're close to being a 50-win team. How does that get us there? Playing at a certain level. We don't do that against these guys. We play no defense. Y'all know how I feel about our defense. We are shit on the defensive end. It should be a crime to play defense the way Karl Anthony Towns plays defense. It should be a crime. And he's being exposed on a huge, huge level. He's being exposed. He's out of position, especially on the defensive end. We're asking him to be a rim protector. He can't protect himself during sex. How can we expect him to protect himself under the rim? Like, come on. You feel what I'm saying? Like, come on. It's bad, bro. It's bad. It's bad. Bridges and OG. Supposed to be Wingstop. Those dudes are more worried about scoring the basketball than they are about how they got jobs in the NBA. How you got a job in the NBA is because you can play on the defensive end, not because you could go get 20. And that's what they worried about. That don't fucking matter at this point. That doesn't matter. Y'all go do what keeps y'all in the league. What keeps y'all in the league is the fact that y'all can go on any team and they can ask you to play defense. Bridges, you were the best defensive player on a championship level team in Phoenix. OG, you're an all NBA level defender. Where's that at? We don't care about y'all going to get 20. And that's what they mixed. That's what it looks like they mixed up in. Worrying about what type of level they playing on the D. We heard OG Anunoby say this earlier. I'm looking for more shots, basically. I'm not getting enough shots. Are you fucking kidding him? Not you, bro. Not you. The fact that what we're getting extra from him on the offensive end, thank you, God. But for y'all to be going and looking for shots and worried about if the shots are not falling, I'm not going to play well on the defensive end, that's garbage. That's dog shit. We got issues, for real. We got real issues that we need to start looking at ourselves with. We could get on the tip shit. We could do that in a second, but I encourage y'all, my brothers, everybody in the chat, the New York Knicks, the players have to start looking at themselves. How do we show up against the cream of the crop in the league? We don't. We don't show up. We don't put no fear in these teams' hearts. They was talking about us as a historic level offense. Historic level. We ain't won shit. And they was talking about historic level. We don't put no fear in these dudes' hearts. You heard what Jaylen Brown said on the bench. They had him mic'd up. Did y'all hear what he said? All you got to do is take the first bump from Hart, Bridges, OG. They're a little physical, but all you got to do is take the first bump, and it's up. I'm paraphrasing at this point. We don't got no fucking respect.
I totally disagree with y'all as far as the teams are concerned. I'll get to that in a second. Last year's team was different. Josh Hart was a 6-man last year. Enough is enough with y'all shenanigans. Josh Hart is currently someone that we rely on for production. That's no good. You said this 3 months ago. That's what you were right about, AllBall, when it came to Josh Hart. That is not someone we should rely on. He's a super energy guy, and nobody else provides that energy. And now it's boiling down to an overly misused term where they quit on the coach. They quit on the coach. This is what players do when the coaching doesn't work. It's not that they quit on him. It's that he can't motivate them. He doesn't know how to motivate them, doesn't know how to put them in their proper positions, or we don't have the right team in place. Precious Achiuwa was out of place. These guys are out of place. Cat shit is not a 5 for too long. He could do a couple times down the court, present a mismatch, do some delay work, decoy you a little bit, but he's not a 5. These players talk. Draymond Green, the toughest guy in the league, allegedly, does not like playing the 5. These guys are out of position, and they're not being pushed to be in the right position. And you see it over and over again. Mikal Bridges is abysmal. That trade is abysmal. That's it. Nail in the coffin. I don't need to see anymore. You're fucking soft, bro. That's what we talking about. He goes to the paint, and everything's a fadeaway. Everything. His layup, 3-footer, 6-footer, everything's just what? You 6'7". What are we talking about? He's supposed to be coming into the season. We thought he was going to be the 3rd option. Right or wrong? I could be wrong. That's what I thought going into it. And I still didn't think much of us in terms of championship contention. I thought we'd be in this tier specifically, and I didn't know. I thought it would be a battle between the 3rd and 7th teams in the Eastern Conference. It just is what it is. I can't blame Cat for trying to get back into that game. I don't even know if we should just segue to Tibbs right now, because that was the most messed up thing I've ever seen in my life. After this guy dragged himself off the court, went to the locker room, comes back to the bench, and your first thought is, well, he said he's all right. Just put him back in the game. And I think AllBall said this a month ago. Tibbs is trying to get fired, bro. He already got the bag. You fire him, he's collecting. So all these things to me are like, remember, sometimes you're scared to speak out against the supervisor or the people up ahead, the superiors, because either you respect them or there's a lot of respect going on with them that you really can't push back on. So you protest in other kind of ways with production. And maybe you're doing it intentionally or unintentionally. But the way I see it, it's not working. And it's not even that we're losing. It's the effort now that we're talking about. Because the losing we can accept, like, yo, that was a tough loss. And I totally disagree with y'all. We don't just need a bunch of great players. IQ, RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett hit a game win over Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown a couple years back. We were in these games. Jason Tatum, we went to the game, AllBall. We said Jason Tatum got something waiting for him right there on 7th Avenue, the way he got kicked out by the 3rd quarter at the Garden. They always play the Celtics tough the last couple of years. Since Jason Tatum has been there, since Tibbs has been there. Now, to me, they're showing, yo, man, this ain't it, and we don't care. Mitchell Robinson coming back is not going to help this. We'll get into that in a second. Josh Hart comes back 2 games after the injury. You would never have known he was hurt. That's my problem with OG. You know he's hurt. I saw the neck. He grabbed at his foot again. Like that's what pisses me off about him. I know you're hurt, bro. Enough with the dramatics, man. You grown men. You got to show the whole stadium. Oh, it's my right knee. Just get off the court, man. I don't care. I don't care. We're losing. We're not going to win the championship. There's no need for the Paul Pierce wheelchair scene spectacle. I don't want to see that. Cat, even though he went down, I'm trying to show him some grace. Trying to show him some grace because this year he has proven me wrong. But those little things in body language, I think they all are expressing, yo, something got to change. It ain't just the players. It ain't just our skill set, bro. You brought Cat in here. You knew he couldn't play defense like that. Somebody co-signed it. Somebody co-signed it. I don't want to hear about OG. OG could start in 95% of these teams, all ball. I will always fight you tooth and nail about that. But Mikal Bridges? Dante DiVincenzo played way better than Mikal Bridges did this year. I ain't comparing careers. I'm just talking about what happened last season in New York versus this season. Dante DiVincenzo was breaking Knicks records last year, in case we forgot. And he was D'ing up. So, to me, you can't even compare these squads. They finished the 2nd seed, and we were unhealthy. This year, we don't know if we're going to finish in the 3rd seed. We don't have hope for that. And it's exactly what I thought. Not that I'm some Nostradamus, but I just couldn't see it. Mitchell Robinson comes back. You're telling me for 28 games in the playoffs, stress-filled game, we're going to rely on another 7-footer, another one who's injury-prone for 28 games in the playoffs? And they're just going to go attack the well-oiled machines right now, the Cavaliers, the Thunder, the Celtics. They got a chance to get against them in a 7-game series? I can't see that. Not with this style of play. Our offense, I can't be mad at. One-on-one style of play, defensively, that's where our problem is at. We don't have the players to play defense the way we want to. It ain't ever going to be championship-style defense with these set of players. They don't have enough to make up for their glitches. Keep your eyes on the prize, baby Bubba. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Run your game.
Come
Baby
on.
Bubba.
Baby Bubba.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.